Hi, my name is Bertie and I'm a transformational coach. I help people, companies, businesses, big or small, to live a passionate and purposeful life, which is what they deserve. In the next couple of video clips, I just want to share some of stories that I can relate from my own personal life, definitive stories that made differences. And in these stories, I want to challenge you just to think about your past and what made differences to your personal life. We don't often go back to that. And I preach, and I can say preach, for people to, if you want to be transformed, you've got to leave the past where it belongs. The past taught you lessons. You built up wisdom from the University of Life. So understand that things doesn't just happen. How you play your stories and how you play your life is crucial. So the first story I want to share with you is a story that started when I fell off a horse. Now, I've done everything in my life when it's sport. Sport to me was my life. Nothing else mattered. But this is a story from when I was a teacher out in a town in Villiers-Dorp in South Africa. And we were playing polo cross. And polo cross, it's one of those where you just play the sport and the game with one horse. Polo itself, different horses. And we were practicing out in the veld on this horse, and you're quite relaxed and everything. And my horse was giving trouble. And one of my mates thought, this horse is giving me trouble again. But in the meantime, I had my big toe in the stirrup, caught up in the stirrup, and I said, I must better get my toe out there, because if I fall over the horse now, maybe my toe is history. And he hit my horse from back with a stick, and the horse just careered and just jumped, and it was on the tarmac on the road. And then you can do nothing, because it's dangerous for you and for the horse. And this horse was crazy, it was just running. So it ran for a while and then started turning towards the stables, and I just let it go, because there's nothing I can do. Because when you play polo and those kind of sport, you control the horse with your heels. If you put in your right heel, that the horse heel to the right. So the horse understands the game. But when the horse is crazy and I'm crazy, then you try to steer it with a stirrup, and you're giving this horse mixed messages. But long story short, it wasn't far from there, and me and the horse parted ways. He went to the right of the tree, and I went to the left of the tree. Thanks God I didn't go into the tree, but it was quite a significant fall. And yes, I did damage my big toe. But what I really want to share with you is 3 days later, I was in my university town called Stellenbosch, and I was in front of the town hall, sitting waiting for traffic light to turn, and all of a sudden I started getting black spots in front of me, in my eyes, and the next minute I was blind as a bat, could see nothing. Yeah, I sat in my car, blind. And eventually somebody knocked on my window. I rolled it down, and he asked me, "Are you okay?" I said, "No, I'm not. I'm blind." Can you imagine the face of that individual? Yes, it's a guy in this car behind the steering wheel in the middle of the road. And he says, "I am blind." How did he get here? What's the story? It's thinking back, it's crazy. Can you just imagine his face? Fortunately, I couldn't see it. I was blind. He asked me to move over, got behind the wheel, drove to a parking lot, took me into a restaurant, and said to the restaurateur, "This guy behind, I can't see," and he sat me down there. We didn't think, we were young, we didn't think, take the guy to hospital. There sat, completely blind. What goes through your mind? Then you realize how important certain things in your life is to you. If I couldn't see, yes, I can remember all this wonderful thing I think up to there in my life. But can you imagine being blind all of a sudden? and not see? You know, and all those emotions that go through you, it's like a fast forward. You're living your future in that moment. So my challenge to you is, have you had any of those? What impact did it have on your life? You realize the severity of the situation, this minute, this now, that you have to respond with. Even if I think back now, I mean, I'm talking now about something that happened probably about 40 years ago, if not more. But it comes to mind when I talk to people that has challenges, or things go wrong in their life. Something permanent happened, because, thank you very much, what happened to me was that I was there for a couple of hours, and all of a sudden there was white spots starting to come, and I got my sight back. Many hours, many tests, many rands, many different medicine, try to find out, but it must have been a delayed concussion. But as a coach and mentor, help companies, these kind of things come up to me, and these stories come back to me and saying, what did it happen to my life? You can't just go through life and believe everything's perfect and is going to be perfect going forward. So, can we prepare for it? I believe not. Can we understand the reality when it happens? Probably not. But in most of us, and many of us, gone through many of these kind of experiences, maybe not the same severity. And I say thanks again. I can see. But it cleared me now to understand, as a coach and a mentor, to help you to understand that we've got to live a life full of today, passionate about tomorrow, appreciating what happened in the past, and sometimes, as far as the past is concerned, to leave it in the past, so that you can go on. Learnings I take forward, wisdom I take forward, but I built a new life for myself out of my stories. Just think about that. And then you can also think about opportunities where you are part of other people's stories, and how did you react? What did you say to them? I mean, I cannot remember that this guy had any sympathy with me when he was driving me to the restaurant where he dropped me off. He must have just have thought, this impossible, crazy situation here. How can I manage it? Thankfully, he took me there and not left me in the middle of the street, blind as a bat. Also made me appreciate those around us that has disabilities, sometimes caused by an accident of a situation that happened, some born like that. And I'm appreciative of those people, what they go through, but what they can add to life and add in their lessons to us and for us, so that we can live our passionate life, understanding how quickly things can turn belly up. And are we prepared? Are we strong enough? That's a big concern always to me when I talk to people about things that go wrong, and depression, anxiety, and disorders, all those kind of things that people are struggling with. Our lessons, share them, help teach people how to overcome them and live your deserved life. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Do follow me on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube, and see you in the next video.